the chosen one. Congratulations, crowned with grandeur. This is not an unplanned celebration, but rather a divine arrangement. You didn't just survive the fire. It refined you. You weren't just strolling through wars. You were being fitted with a magical crown, which only the selected may wear. And now you're moving into the light of triumph, anointed and dazzling, because heaven has set its seal on your head. The wait is ended. The conflict has finished. The wait has been over. You are adorned with splendor. Stick with this message till the very end. The chosen one. Allow every word to stir the streams of divine memory inside you. Let this be the affirmation your soul has been waiting for. And offer your fondest wishes. 777. In the comments section right now, fuel the cosmos with the frequency of fulfillment. Wishes do come true when faith is present. And your participation in this precious moment creates waves of riches in places you cannot yet perceive. Chosen one. I like this video. Subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and let's dig into the details of what's happening for you. Glory is not just a random gleam. It is the ultimate layer of taste that emerges after all you've gone through in silence, including your concealed tears, lonely obedience, and silent sacrifices. They all contributed to the throne chamber ambience that was required to bring your crowning moment to life. Chosen one, you were not neglected, but rather hidden for a heavenly unveiling. Now the curtain is being torn. The fog is lifting, and your spiritual monarchy is on display for everyone to see. Not in arrogance, but with certainty. Not for show, but with a purpose. The route you've taken would have crushed an ordinary soul. But you weren't ordinary. You were always graded using a distinct weight of assignment. When you chose faith over fear, something inside you caused heaven to stand still. Every time you fought quitting, something inside you unleashed heavenly aid. As a result, you have received a crown that cannot be stolen, tarnished, or postponed any longer. It matches your skull since it was created during your conflict. Each struggle you encountered did not just pass. It left a jewel in your crown. You are living evidence that glory comes after grinding through darkness while maintaining the light inside you. The revelry that surrounds you right now is more than just noise. It's a prophecy fulfilled. Heaven has declared, it's time. It is time for elevation. It is time for acknowledgement. It's time to undo all of the injustices you've faced. The crown represents more than simply honor. It is confirmation. It is God's mark, indicating that you were not unseen. You have been through fire and emerged with gold to your name. You've been through storms and arrived crowned by serenity. You have sobbed in private, and now you're being celebrated in public. Glory has a vibration, and you are now vibrating at that level. Things will no longer react to you in the same way. The doors will open before you knock. People will sense a difference in your vibe before you speak. Situations will naturally bend in your favor. Because when you're adorned with splendor, resistance breaks, the confusion is cleared, lack loses its hold, and overflow becomes your preferred option. Your presence has become a doorway via which others might find hope, light, and deliverance just by meeting your energy. You must understand this. You never walked toward your crown. Your crown was marching towards you. That is why delays were necessary. That's why diversions appeared. Crown needed to be ready. It has to mirror your progression. You had to mature into a version of yourself capable of wearing it without cracking under the weight of attention, purpose, and power. But now you're prepared. You're all in agreement now. You are now stable. And the crown. It fits great now, doesn't it? Every night you sobbed yourself to sleep, you heard the birth of an empire in silence. Every time you were misunderstood, the universe knew you were still distinct. You were not being rejected. You were being set aside. And now the prize has come. Recognition has arrived. An announcement has been made in the spiritual world. Let us promote faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into our own lives, but also to those who need it the most. Your donation provides a source of inspiration and healing for many individuals. You've been crowned with power now. You will go into rooms and change the vibe without saying anything. People will sense the magnificent weight of your presence. They may not comprehend it, but they will admire it because they can feel the grandeur. And glory does not want to be recognized. It glows. It communicates without really saying anything. It commands without controlling. It leads without ego. That is the sort of anointing you are now walking in. The chosen one. Remember this, however. Crowns are used for more than simply show. They can represent dominance. You have been adorned with splendor so that you may reign wisely, love liberally, serve sincerely and courageously. This is not about status. It is about spiritual duty. This is not about fame. It's about the impact. This is not about putting yourself above others. It's about being the one who helps others succeed. The crown on your head bears the weight of tradition, not luxury. You are here to create generational transformations, not simply personal benefits. You were never just waiting for the crown. The crown was waiting for you to achieve heavenly maturity. You have now entered it. You have said yes when no one was watching. You remained faithful even when everyone advised you to quit up. Despite being surrounded by darkness, you continued to speak light. You believed even though there was nothing to see. As a result, glory is no longer something to aspire to. It is something you wear. Your actions are now guided by heavenly procedure. Your words now have the weight of heaven. Your thoughts are being led by purposeful downloads, and your energy is being safeguarded by unseen heavenly forces. You've entered a new world, and it recognizes your royalty. Do not be shocked if people start treating you differently. Don't be surprised if blessings follow one another. Do not feel bad if you have a persistent fever. It is not an accident. It's an alignment. It's not luck. It's a legacy. It is not random. It is royal. There is no returning from this level. Once you've been crowned with greatness, you don't settle. You no longer shrink. You no longer explain yourself to others who haven't seen what you've gone through. You go ahead, unabashedly gleaming. You talk openly and shamelessly. You live completely, unashamedly free. That is the energy you are carrying right now. That's the fire within your bones. That's the oil pouring over your life. You were crowned not to blend in, but to stand off. Not to be accepted, but to stand out. The goal is to change the system rather than to follow it. Your crown is evidence that you've switched from survival to destiny mode. You are no longer pursuing. You are appealing. You are no longer pleading. You are commanding. You are no longer questioning. You are marching with heavenly assurance. That is what it means to be crowned with splendor. This is not just a new season. It's a whole new age. And in this period, heaven looks to you to bring light to locations where it has never been seen before. You have been picked to break patterns, rebuild legacies, walk with fire in your eyes and favor on your shoulders. And like you do, every stride you take will leave footprints of greatness. When you speak, the earth will move. The environment will respect your presence. The cosmos will reverberate your name in accordance with divine intent. You are not walking into blessings. You have become the gift. You are not expecting for favor. You have become the favorite. You are not praying for a breakthrough. It's bursting out all around you. The heavens are applauding your transition into your true identity. And the chosen one has been crowned with splendor. Not for a single instant, but rather for a whole movement. You must realize that this crowning did not come from anybody. It sprang from heavenly authority. That means nobody can take it away. Nobody can unsee what God has shown. I have no opinion. There is no resistance. No amount of delay can erase the anointing that is now resting over your life. The reason your soul feels lighter, your heart feels lifted, and your soul feels validated because your frequency has now matched your identity. You've rediscovered the version of yourself that was always concealed under the suffering, waiting to emerge after the pressing. And now you are here, undeniable, unstoppable, unshaken. The days of doubting your value are past. The time for questioning your direction is over. You no longer have to get permission. You have heavenly validation. You do not have to seek confirmation. You have already been verified. This is why your old concerns are slipping off like broken shackles. The crown has eliminated the need to perform for acceptance. The crown has halted the cycle of shrinking to fit in. The crown has given you the confidence to finally stand tall, not in arrogance, but in recognition of who you actually are. And certainly, the crown has a cost. It always has. That's why many people couldn't get where you are now. Crushing, solitude, misunderstandings, and spiritual battle. All of this was part of the process. To strengthen your inner fortress, increase your perception, and teach you how to move silently and strike with purpose while others perform for visibility. You were preparing invisibly, while others seemed to be winning. You were being converted into an authentic conduit of light. And now, when others are fatigued from effort, you are flowing in favor. This is the product of divine timing. You do not need to describe how you got here. You do not have to detail every wound. The crown on your life speaks louder than the past. Your energy clearly demonstrates this. The proof is included with your item. People may stare at you and marvel how you stayed standing. But that is the enigma of the chosen one. You are not supported by what is seen. You are maintained by that which is everlasting. There were evenings when you could have given up. Days when your strength was out, but something completely pushed you through. That something was a prelude for grandeur. The fact is that you were never losing. You were being guided. Every apparent loss was due to placement. Every closed door represented divine redirection. Every betrayal was a layer peeled, allowing your inner soul to show through. The ones that left did you a favor. They couldn't bear the weight of the crown with you. They were not allocated to see this version of you. Let them go. Their departure created way for divine alignment. Their quiet created room for spiritual clarity. And now you're surrounded with angels, not agendas. Feel the change. You aren't merely starting a new chapter. You've reached a whole new dimension. In this reality, there is no more struggle to be observed. There is no more demonstrating your value. There is just walking in it. The only option is to own it. There is only flow from the brightness that has been poured over you like holy oil. There is no need to mention it. You just have to embody it. That is where your genuine power resides. Not in your loudness, but in your knowledge. Everything in your life is going to change because your perspective has already shifted. You've reached a mental and spiritual level where anxiety cannot exist. Doubt cannot take root. Fear cannot thrive. You have seen too much. You've been through too much. You've woken up too much. Your awareness has altered. Your lens is cleared. Your spirit knows who you are. And it is power. That is freedom. That's fire. This is why you feel as if you can no longer connect to your history. Why do you no longer connect with particular places, people, or routines? It's because your energy doesn't belong there anymore. You have developed. You have climbed. And what previously suited you is now too tiny for the power you wield. Don't force what's done. Do not explain what is divine. Don't shrink to appease others' discomfort. You did not come this far to pretend to be less than selected. You came to rule in grace. Every new world you enter will reflect the crown you wear. Conversations will alter. The offers will increase. Opportunities will proliferate. Not because you strive for them, but because they are drawn to your existing degree of divine energy. You have become a magnet for miracles, a vessel for triumph, and a conduit for divine guidance. As a result, everything must rise to meet you exactly where you are. Even time will seem to bend in your favor. Yes, some may not comprehend it. Some may even attempt to diminish it. But don't allow their misunderstanding make you feel trapped. Do not dilute the oil you bring to make it more appealing to others who are not prepared. Your path was not for them to grasp. It was up to you to conquer. And you did. You passed every exam. You surpassed every barrier. You hung on while the darkness was thick, and now the light bows to your fortitude. You embody splendor. You aren't merely wearing a crown. You are the crown. Your presence attracts favorable attention. Your walk exudes majesty. Your voice transmits the message of healing. And your spirit is now filled with the sound of heaven's acclaim. Do not disregard it. Do not minimize it. Let it soar. Let it howl. Let your inner kingdom take its proper position. You were born to do this. The goal is to shine, not just exist. Not to be silent, but to be seen. Instead of following, take the lead. The weight of your history was only a molding force. The weight of your crown is your prize. And it fits. Not because it looks wonderful, but because you deserve it. Every scar, every sacrifice, every holy. Yes, they erected the crown's foundation. They aligned your frequency. They elevated you to king in the unseen long before it manifested in your reality. This is why the crown does not seem alien. It feels comfortable since your spirit has always known it was yours. You are now living in harmony with a realm that values your truth. You are no longer responding. You're in control. You are no longer waiting. You are walking in it. Everything from this point forward is occurring for you, not against you. Every individual you encounter will either affirm your calling or demonstrate their incapacity to walk beside you at this level. Every chance will reflect your celestial status, and every obstacle will fall in the face of your radiance. The chosen one. You are not becoming anything. You already are. You are no longer being prepped. You have been positioned. You're not hoping for the change. You are the shift. The crown has been put. The authorization has been activated. The atmosphere has recognized you. You now walk not just with purpose, but with presence. This isn't a symbolic win. It is a realignment of heaven and earth to your advantage. Your steps are no longer random. They are orchestrated. Your selections are no longer just options. These are heavenly keys, unlocking future worlds. You aren't only feeling better emotionally or spiritually. You are now on divine assignment with a higher degree of duty, knowledge, and effect. The crown is not a decoration. It's fate in bodily form. This is not a time for ego. This is the time to put plans into action. You don't need to show off your newfound strength. It is up to you to alter people's lives. People are watching. You picked one not because they are intrigued, but because their spirits perceive that something about you has changed. They do not have to grasp what it is. They sense it. And the fact is that your crown serves not just to elevate, but also to illuminate. You are now the source of light in otherwise gloomy locations. You are now the solution. Someone else has been praying for them. And the decisions you make from here on out will have long-term consequences. Heaven did not crown you alone to display your triumph. Heaven crowned you to reveal its brilliance through you. When others watch you climb, they will see divine evidence that perseverance, obedience, and faith never fail. Void. You were the seed that wouldn't die. You were the spark that hell couldn't put out. And now you're the torchbearer, guiding people to their destination. Your breakthrough is not just personal. It is prophetic. It addresses the globe. Glory is genuine. And sure, you can overcome this and let go of the old version of yourself who believed you had to accomplish everything alone. You're no longer in survival mode. You're not scraping by anymore. The crown has unleashed a torrent of celestial help you've never seen before. Things will start to show up with ease. Resources will arrive unexpectedly. Favor will appear in your lap without any rational justification. This is not a coincidence. It is a coronation. You have reached the region of heavenly sustenance. And indeed, new levels bring new knowledge. That's why your judgment is improving. That is why your soul now refuses what used to be comfy. You can no longer accept low vibrations, small discussion, poor thought, or squandered time. The crown is drawing you upwards. You've been given too much light to entertain darkness. You've been given too much responsibility to squander energy on things that don't help your purpose. This is the period of purposeful elevation. This is when you stop compromising and begin controlling.